morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here to bring you your What's Cracking reading. I hope everybody had a lovely break. I certainly did. Got to do a few amazing things over that time, so glad to always be back though. Firstly, thank you for all your comments, your beautiful contributions, the readings you trust me to do. Thank you so much. I want to sort of start by talking about some of the things that are coming up. So we have a Goulburn Fair on the 1st of May, which is only a couple of weeks away now. If you're interested in that, there is postings on my Facebook page. The night before, Linda the Psychic Pinup, and I are doing a platform show. I understand we've sort of sold about half the tickets, so if you're interested in that, I wouldn't leave it. They go pretty quick at the last minute. So if you're interested in joining us there in Goulburn, then check out the post I have on the page. Again, I will check to make sure those posts are sort of fairly recent and will come up for you. Watch out for scammers, big one at the moment. They are trying to encourage you to have readings with them, donate money. Sometimes they can be a little cranky, a little aggressive. So maybe just don't argue with them, just discontinue, block, or whatever you need to do. Don't put yourself through that. Remember, I'll never ask you, I'll never send you a friend request, and I won't ask you to have readings with me. That's all entirely up to you. You have access to my website. I think that's everything for the time being. We are going to use the Pagan Tarot for your reading today, which is the one with the little purple thingies on the back. Oh my goodness, my brain needs to get into gear, doesn't it, to get this reading done. 4 days in sort of quietude. All right, let's just see where we're going with the reading. All right, so we have coming out the Four of Pentacles. Now, the Four of Pentacles is a card that talks about hanging on to things too tightly. Sometimes we can do that in terms of physical things, like, you know, maybe hanging on to our money because we fear we don't have any, which is a really, is not a good thing for you to do. Because if you're worrying about money, then you're stopping the flow. If you're worrying about something, you're in the energy of lack. So it's very important that even if you haven't got no money, remember that worry doesn't bring you money. The opposite does. So being able to let it go and trust that the universe will provide. But for me, often this card comes out when we're hanging on to a person or an idea or a way of doing things. So sometimes we can get very stuck in a narrow-minded view of something. It may be something that's become a habit to us over the years, but we might not even realize we're doing it. Like, for example, worry. Overthinking and worrying is a trauma response. It's something we learn to do from a very early age. Again, it doesn't really help the situation. You can worry till you're blue in the face. The only thing it's going to do is make you unwell. So when I see the Four of Pentacles, the first thing I want to say to you is there is something you need to let go of. There is something you need to give back to the universe, release, and not hold on to, whatever this is for you. Because I do feel it's something that's the hanging on to it is creating the problem. Sometimes, like, for example, if we lose something or we're going through a grievance process, we may still hang on to the thing that we're grieving. And it may be becoming very obsessive for us, and it may be stopping us from living the life we were meant to lead or what we deserve to lead. So it's very much this energy of needing to let go, trust, and move forward. And then we have the Chariot. I love it when I say something and the next card talks about exactly that, the moving forward thing. So with the Chariot is a card that talks about forward movement. The thing is with the Chariot, it can't move forward when the ideas or the things you're working to are in conflict with each other or in two different directions. So it's very much about aligning yourself before moving forward. So for example, it might be with this particular thing, you have the choice to let go or hold on, in which case you're stuck in that Four of Pentacles energy. Whereas the Chariot is saying if you make a decision either way, then you may move forward then. Whatever this is, there's definitely an opportunity for forward movement. We do have the Moon here, which makes me feel like you're getting information or something here that's going to help you see the way forward. Now, sometimes we can do this through an epiphany moment, like I always talk about, where somebody says something and all of a sudden you're right in the energy of that particular thing. Sometimes it can be that you look up something or you research something and that brings you the answers you're looking for. And sometimes we can seek out that. We might seek out resources. We may look to someone else to ask them. Whatever it is here, it feels like something is being revealed to you that's going to help you let go of something and move forward. And again, I feel like the daily message was very similar again. So what comes out after that? Yeah, 10 of Cups. All right. If this reading is resonating with you, I want to say to you, there is something beautiful here sitting on the other side of this. No matter how hard it seems sometimes, no matter how negative you're feeling, if you're always finding reasons to stay in the energy of lack, then you're missing out on the 10 of Cups. So sometimes what we can do is and I hear people do it all the time, and I'll pay attention to it once again. When people think negative and I say to them, do you not think that's a negative way of thinking? They'll say to me, I'm being realistic. No, you're not. You're being negative. You're not being realistic because you're looking on the what can go wrong side rather than the what can go right. So ask yourself, when you have a negative thought or a negative way of thinking, ask yourself why you go down the track of why things can go wrong instead of thinking, why can't they go right? Now, some people call that realism. But why? Because the other way could be just as realistic. So say, for example, you don't have a job and you're really freaking out because I don't have a job. And what you're doing is you're then going down the path of, I may never get a job, things are going to get really bad for me, I won't have the money for that, this will happen, that will happen. That's catastrophic thinking. Why is it you cannot think, I will get a job is coming for me, I'll have that job very shortly, then I can sort my finances out and I know that job is on its way? Where is that unrealistic? So I'm not really sure why people sort of condone their thinking by saying it's realistic, when in reality, it's not realistic at all. It's actually catastrophic thinking, and it's moving down the pathway of less and less because that's what you're somehow putting yourself in the energy of. I used to think when I did it years ago when I was younger that somehow or another it would set me up for not failing at something, and that was my intention. If I always looked on the negative side, well, at least I wouldn't get hurt or fail at something or feel that I was responsible for something that went wrong. So it was almost like padding out or safeguarding myself. But I realized actually that is no benefit to me at all. In fact, it makes me feel more sad. I could get into real cycles of thinking poorly because of that, because I felt that if I did that, I wouldn't set myself up to fail later on. But I see people doing it all the time. And if you ask them, they'll always find excuses for why they move down that track, why they're in that way of thinking. And I think, well, all the time you're over in that area, you're not really creating something beautiful for yourself. And what this is showing me here is there is an opportunity here for this 10 cups. I just want to see what's after it here. 8 of Pentacles. See, there is a job here for someone. There is something here that you're working on. So maybe if you start to sort of see what you're doing and you start to see it in a different way and start to work on the way you think about things, maybe things will change a little bit for you. They don't have to change dramatically. Sometimes we can see the results of a manifestation very, very easily. And I watch other people and I see how easily they manifest things, but they don't see it for themselves. Because what they want to manifest may not exactly match what they have manifested. For example, I want this U-Butte job with so-and-so, and I want 100,000 a year, and I want to have this, this, and this, and all of a sudden a job drops in your lap, and it's paying perhaps not quite so much, but a similar amount. It has similar things going for it, but people are so set on what they wanted to see, they feel like their manifestation hasn't taken place. When in reality it has, and it's probably bringing you much more of what you needed than what you actually thought you needed. So, yeah, so I feel like that's what's coming through today. It's almost, You're learning to take some sort of power back. You're learning that the way you've been doing things up till now may not have served you in a way that is entirely in your benefit. But it sort of shows me here with that Ten of Cups that what you want is on the other side of that. You've just got to train your mind into sort of seeing things differently. All right, let's see where we're going. Okay, so we have the Six of Cups here. Now, the Six of Cups is a card that talks about the past. It can talk about the past returning. It can talk about an opportunity to revisit the past. But it is about the memories and the nostalgia connected to the past. It's a beautiful card. It can signify a soulmate energy depending on the cards around it. But for here, I feel like somehow or another there is something, some way of thinking or doing things that is very much structured in your past. Maybe you always felt as a child that you never got what you wanted. So therefore now as an adult, you're thinking that same thing. You know, it's amazing how much we learn in our childhood that we hang on to that really doesn't serve us. Our ways of thinking, the way our parents taught us. You know, this doesn't mean your parents were bad by any means. It's just the way you were taught. But it can sometimes be just one person saying something to you that can absolutely bowl you over and stick with you for a really long time. Sometimes when people make a negative comment, you know, even I will sort of wonder why they've said that. But in reality, if I understand where they're coming from, then there may be something underlying that, like jealousy or spitefulness. And then I can say to myself, well, you know, that's the way they're feeling and that's their opinion. And I can sort of somehow let go of that energy. But we all do it. We all do it. We tend to sort of take the more negative things on board rather than sort of adopting a positive outlook. So the Six of Cups tells me there is something here that you have adopted from your childhood that you're carrying with you that you've not let go of. All right, so we have, the Knight of Cups coming through with the Ace of Wands. Wow. Okay. Oh, I love this. And then we have the Sun. How beautiful. Well, whatever it is for you, whatever's resonating for you here, whatever energy you've had around you that you've been clinging on to, I feel like here there is a definite feeling of you recognizing it with that Six of Cups and letting go. There seems to be some sort of offer here. It could be an offer of love here, without a doubt. It could be an offer of a job. But somehow I'm feeling here with this Ace of Wands and the Sun, it's some sort of opportunity being given to you here for you to see something differently. Because it's almost like you're turning your back on this past thing and going forward here. I definitely see this sort of almost awakening with the Sun here. This almost like wake up moment, you know, that sort of moment. But you're flipping the script here. So whoever I'm speaking to here, you're understanding how to flip the script. You're coming up with the Nine of Pentacles. So you are learning that something you've been doing a certain way is not serving you, and you're really working on how to see that differently. All right, so we have the Five of Wands here with the Ten of Pentacles. I love it. So whatever this is, whatever it is for you, this letting go energy has got you sort of looking at other things as well. Maybe it's not just the one thing that you're clinging on to. Maybe there are lots of things here that you are starting to see. It's almost like you're self-flagellating or punishing yourself for something. Rather than just being able to say, okay, I recognize it and let it go. It's like you're questioning it here. You don't have to question it. You don't have to do that. Once you've recognized it, that's half your healing. Recognizing something is half your healing. We know that with somebody who's, say, an alcoholic or a drug addict. As soon as you recognize the fact that you've got the problem, or as soon as you've recognized the fact that something is not quite as it should be, you've already done half the healing. The recognition is where the healing lies. So there is something here that you are contemplating. Six of Pentacles and the Emperor. What is this card? Nine of Swords. I want to say to you with this Five of Wands, Nine of Swords, don't get too deep into it. You know, if it's happened to you, you don't always have to know why it's happened. You just recognize that you've got something that you need to work on or move away from and work on that. You don't need to keep going back and trying to understand where it came from. You might do that to start with, but then you can let it go, because ultimately it's done, it's finished, it's in the past now. And I feel like here, especially with the Six of Pentacles and the Emperor energy, it's like you're starting to understand who you are here. And I really like that, because that will help you manifest what you want then. Because you're, as I always say, you're flipping the script here, or flipping the switch here, and you're starting to understand that some way of thinking has held you back. And there is almost a complete change here. I love it. All right, let's have a look and see where we're going. So we have here the Four of Pentacles. Universe saying something you're hanging on too tight and you need to let go of. The energy you're creating here isn't flowing with the Four of Pentacles. You're blocking yourself from working with the universe. So the Chariot wants to move you forward. And in light of that, something needs to be shown to you. And I can see with the Sun here, that is about to be shown. That will bring you into the Ten of Cups energy, which is sort of the completion of a cycle, which is a good completion. So there is here this energy of you working on something here. I could look, the Ace of Pentacles is behind that. For some of you, this is definitely about money, about a job, about having the money to do things. Something is about to break the banks here. I feel like maybe there is even the energy of something being offered to you that you never thought you'd see. It could be that you're getting a windfall here, or an inheritance, and it's freeing you up to see what you want to see. But somehow or another, you're creating this by allowing the energy to flow. By allowing things to go, you are allowing this to flow back to you. So I want to say there's still this energy with the Nine of Swords at the end here. And I feel like with that, yeah, Wheel of Fortune, that seems to me exactly like the daily read today. It's almost like once you understand this, it's like the universe is going to step in and help you see the way forward. You're going to get rid of this stuckness you've been experiencing. All right, I might read from the Energy Oracle cards here. Yeah, it's like something's freeing you up. I feel like somehow or another you're getting a leg up here maybe. Very interesting. And by the way, if you're interested in watching me on YouTube, I do a live on YouTube. This week I'm going to start a little bit earlier because I need to be completed by about 12:45. So this week I might start at 11. So if you're watching this and you don't, I will put it up as a message as well, just in case you've missed it. I know I haven't been around for the last couple of weeks, and a lot of people, oh, look at this. Holy dooly. Universe, you've got blossoming abundance here. What a beautiful card to receive with that reading. And that's why I said it's almost like letting go is going to bring you in a huge amount of abundance, increasing wealth and value. This card shows a beautiful garden in the springtime with coins and new flowers blossoming all around. They even hang like fruit on the tree above. Upright, this card signals a new increase in wealth, possibly in a dramatic and unexpected way. Be aware that you sow the seeds of your own wealth and prosperity, much like a gardener works the ground and begins to see blooming results take hold. This card upright indicates that the universe is blessing you and helping the fruits of your labor to blossom. So smell the flowers and tend to the new growth. Be grateful and enjoy. Wow, amazing card. Thanks everyone.